Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the Upper Echelon Podcast where we keep it real and we keep it jiggy over here. Why? Because we ain't never ever scared. Please hit that like button on your way in. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified of any new content that I may put out. I also want to say that everything that I state in my content is alleged and it is protected under the Fair Use Act. Hey, I'm Chosen. Welcome to all my moderators who may be in the room with me on this Sunday. Welcome, Shelly Shell. Welcome, Wanda. Welcome, Cheryl Wagner. Kimberly Merrills. Welcome. Barbara Didi Newbie. Welcome. Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me today. Well, it was a wild night last night. Last night was a wild night. I say, what is going on? Y'all, I say, who's bullying who? Who's bullying who? I think I'm going to go live a little bit later on. Hey, everybody coming in. Hey, Stephanie B. Hey, Ishay. I'm going to go live a little bit later on this evening so that we can probably, maybe, I'm not sure yet, do a small recap of D-Ham's live and all of the drama that happened this morning. Just stuff has been all over the place. But for right now, we're going to cover this topic. And I'm not sure if you guys have been keeping your eyes on what's been happening in the entertainment world with Chris Stokes and B2K. But if you are not familiar with B2K, not B2K, but if you're not familiar with Chris Stokes, let me show you guys something really quickly. And I want to show you guys what has been going on. So let me share my screen. Where are we at? Okay. So this is Chris Stokes here, and this beautiful young lady on his left or right, I'm not sure. Would that be his left? His left is his ex-wife, Monyeé. Now, they've been married for quite a while. Monyeé recently came out and confirmed some allegations that were placed on Chris Stokes some years ago by one of his artists, Raz B. Now, before we continue, I want to get into, because some people may not know who Chris Stokes is. So let's get into who this fool is really quickly. We're going to get into a little bit of his background, and then we're going to get into what he was accused of and what is going on currently with Mr. Stokes. Okay, let's pull this up real quick. Okay, so this is just a small overview of our good sir, Chris Stokes. So Stokes got his big break managing the R&B group Immature. I know y'all remember Immature if y'all are 90s babies. Now I'm an 80s baby. I'm an 87 baby, but I was a big fan of Immature. So he got his big break managing the R&B group Immature in the early 1990s. After establishing his own production company called The Ultimate Group in 1995, Stokes discovered the talents who would form the platinum-selling group B2K in 1998. Stokes says, I have an ear for potential stars, especially with younger artists, Stokes explained. I saw that spark in the members of B2K. He helped groom these boys into stars by having them audition for various labels. In 2002, Stokes co-produced B2K's 5-time platinum debut album alongside Little Fizz. With his production skills and an eye for talent, Stokes became the secret weapon behind iconic boy bands like B2K and IMX. He shifted Immature sound into an edgier IMX and also boosted the solo career of Omarion after B2K disbanded. Now, as most of you guys know, the members of the group, let's pull this up because I want to give you guys a visual. Hold on one second. Hey, everybody coming in the room. Give you guys a quick visual. Now, I'm not trying to be funny, but even back then, in my opinion, they looked a little suspect. Let's pull up this screen really quick. So these are the members of the group B2K. Everybody knows Omarion, obviously. This is Lil Fizz, J Bug. Wait, this is Lil Fizz here with the white bandana, J Bug with the orange bandana, and this is Raz B here with the blue hat. Now, all of these allegations against their manager, Chris Stokes, really started out, as a lot of you guys know, with Raz B. There's a lot of footage on YouTube and all over the internet of some of the allegations that Raz B made. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to play those videos because they are very graphic, with Raz B basically describing some of the things that Chris Stokes forced himself and his group members to do. Now, I can personally say that when Raz B first came out, I believed everything that Raz B said. A lot of times when people come out and they speak about SA, and that's what we're going to call it today, y'all. When they speak about SA, the first thing that the predator starts to do is try to make it seem like the accuser is crazy, making things up. And oftentimes the abused will try to protect the accuser. Now, Raz B also made allegations that it wasn't just him that was being SA'd. It was also Omarion that was a victim as well. Lil Fizz was a victim as well, and so was J Bug. But if you look online and you see some of the videos of B2K, with the exception of Raz B, who came out with the allegations, when you see videos of them addressing these allegations against Chris Stokes, none of them necessarily deny it, but they basically just say that they can't say what happened. So for me, just the fact that they were touring together, they were always around each other. Y'all got to remember, back in the early 2000s, late 1990s, B2K was really, really popular. They were always touring. They were always together. So in my opinion, and Chris Stokes kind of took these young boys under his wing. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that Raz B is actually Chris Stokes' cousin. So they are related. So he made these allegations. I'm going to read off some of the things that Raz B accused Chris Stokes of doing. So let's get into some of the accusations really quickly. Hey, speak up and speak out. Hey, Lysander, I heard you last night, Lysander. You had me rolling, baby. You had me rolling. Let's see if we can pull up some of these allegations. Now, I also want to say that what some people don't know is that Raz B actually came back out very recently, last year, and stated that the allegations were not true. So now he's saying that the allegations are not true, and that he was victimized by someone else. I don't necessarily believe that. Let's get into what Raz B is accusing Mr. Chris Stokes of. Now, this is Raz B, and here's a picture of the group. I also want to point out, I'm going to read some of the allegations, but Raz B is not only saying that Chris Stokes SA'd him, but he also stated that Chris Stokes also forced these four boys in this B2K group, J Bug, Omarion, Lil Fizz, and Raz B, to do things to each other. He also, we're going to bring another member of this story in a moment, whose name is Marques Houston. Now, a lot of you guys know that Marques Houston was a member of the boy band Immature that was also managed by Chris Stokes. Okay, so we're going to get into him in a moment, but let's read off some of the things that, yes, Lysander, I heard you at the casino. Did you win something? Let's get into some of these allegations. Okay. Now, for years, B2K member Raz B has been very vocal about the alleged SA he endured as a member of the popular group B2K. For years, the singer has accused former B2K manager Chris Stokes of SAing him while he was underage. He also created a foundation called You Are the Light to bring awareness to the SA of African American males, and is using his foundation to support other victims of Chris Stokes. So he's actively saying here that Chris Stokes does have other victims. Now, let's see when. Okay. Okay. Now, this article is from July of 2022. Okay. Now, it says here recently in an eerie Instagram post, Raz teases a clip that he is ready to tell his story. In a video posted to his personal account, Raz B looks into the camera and says, "The older you get, you look at someone and say, 'Why did you do that to me?' before walking off camera to the sound of something breaking." So this has been going on for quite some time. Raz B coming out and speaking on what Chris Stokes did. For years, Chris Stokes has denied all allegations of any type of SA. I believe that his former protege, Marques Houston, came out and said that it actually didn't happen. Now, the actual members of B2K, though, other than Raz B, have never denied or confirmed that these things happened to them. But more recently, a couple of days ago, Chris Stokes' wife, Monyeé, who I just showed you guys a picture of. Let me remove this from the screen. I just want to remind you guys of what she looks like. Let's pull her up one more time. Let's see. Where is she at? And then after that, we're going to get into a little bit about Marques Houston, because Marques Houston has a very interesting situation going on right now that kind of relates to this story. So again, if you guys are just coming in, this is Chris Stokes here, who is a multimillionaire. He is responsible for creating the groups Immature, IMX, and B2K. He is being accused of SA, which we all know what SA stands for. But it seems that only one member of these different groups has actually come out to be vocal about what has happened. Now, very recently, earlier this year, 2024, earlier this month anyway, of 2024, his beautiful wife here, photo, Monyeé, actually came out and stated that she seems to be verifying a lot of the allegations that Raz B has made against her husband, Chris Stokes. Now, my thing is, the only problem I have with that is that I think it's beautiful. I think it's wonderful that she's actually coming out to address the claims. But my only thing is, I have a few questions. One of the questions is, if you are, and everything I'm saying is alleged, if you are coming out to confirm these allegations that have been put against Chris Stokes, how long did you know that these things were going on? How long did you remain silent? Because in her statement, she also classifies herself as a victim of Chris Stokes. Now, she hasn't really gotten into why. What's going on, Jared? She has not really gotten into why she is classifying herself as a victim. So I have a lot of questions. Was Chris Stokes in any way harming her, threatening her to keep her mouth closed about some of the things that she knew? What's really going on? Because Monyeé recently put out a tweet where she is throwing hints that the allegations that have been placed against this man are true. So let's get into the statement that Monyeé made. Let me remove them from the screen really quick. Where are we? Is this it? No, I don't think that's it. Hold on one second, guys. I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of the clip. Not the clip, but a little bit of the tweet that she made. And I believe since she has come out with that tweet, hey, Life with Treasure. Since she came out with that tweet, I want to say that she has not really said anything else. Why is it not popping up? Okay, let's see. Is this it? Okay, so let me increase the screen really quick so you guys can try to read along with me. Let's see. Okay. It says here, in a shocking or maybe not so shocking revelation, Monyeé Morton, the ex-wife of Chris Stokes, has released a statement confirming the assault allegations against her former husband. Morton, who married Stokes in 2004, has come forward to allegedly confirm the accusations of intimate acts that have been, oh shoot, how did I do that? Actions of intimate acts that have been levied against Stokes. In her statement, Morton wrote, I married him in 2004, just days before I gave birth to my fourth child. He has faced accusations of intimate acts that I know to be true. So it seems what she's not alleging, she's not throwing hints, she's not throwing shade, but she is clearly, hold on guys. That's why she is clearly I hate these ads. She is clearly confirming here that due from her knowledge that the accusations that have been made against Chris Stokes are true. Now she's not saying what allegations, she's not saying these allegations are true, but these are not. She's saying the allegations are true. Okay. He has faced accusations of intimate acts that I know to be true, but parties are unwilling to come forward and confirm them. I can confirm now when she says, but parties are unwilling to come forward and confirm them. Now, the only allegations that we know of that have been placed against Chris Stokes are the allegations that have been made by Raz B. The only people, hold on, y'all. The only people that we know that are not really speaking and not really coming forward about these allegations would be the other members of B2K, as well as Marques Houston, who was a member of Immature and also toured with B2K and assisted with some of the songwriting, and he spent a lot of time with these boys as well. He's also denying that anything happened. So when she says that parties are unwilling to come forward and confirm the allegations, you can only assume that she would be speaking of B2K. Okay. She then goes on to say, or allegedly, she then goes on to say, I can confirm he committed these acts, and it begins with acknowledging what I didn't want to accept. I married a perpetrator of such crimes. Now, the questions that I asked prior was, now I commend her for coming out and speaking on what has happened allegedly to these boys in these boy bands that Chris Stokes managed at his hands. However, my question is, how long has she known that these things were happening before she finally decided to come out and speak on it? Now, she states this, what she's saying is very profound, because she's almost she is admitting her guilt and taking accountability here, and she is also airing out Chris Stokes. Let me read that one more time. She said, I can confirm he committed these acts. And it begins with acknowledging what I didn't want to accept. I married a perpetrator of such crimes. She further added, now it's time for me to liberate my spirit and open up about it. For the past 2.5 years, I've dedicated time and self-improvement working on my mental, physical, and emotional well-being, often in solitude. At this point, my heart's desire is for every victim, including myself, to heal and live a long, healthy, and productive life. I seek justice. So she's saying a lot in that statement. This article that I found on JordanThriller.com goes on to say, Morton's statement is a powerful statement to her journey of self-discovery and healing. Her courage in coming forward and acknowledging the alleged truth of the allegations against Stokes is a significant step towards seeking justice. However, it also raised questions. Are Morton herself, considering she is also admitting that she knew about what happened, didn't say anything? Now, it seems to me, and this is the picture of her tweet here. I wish that ad would get out of the way. It seems to me here that if this goes forward, when I say if this goes forward, I mean if Stokes does not decide to pay somebody off. Yes, Jiggy Jared. Apparently he's been he been partying like Diddy. Chris, a lot of these industry dudes that have a whole lot of money, a whole lot of power and influence. They spend all of this time around these young artists, and they doing some very, very weird activities. It's some weird stuff that goes on. In another live, I'm gonna get a little further into what's going on with P. Diddy's legal battles, but this is not uncommon in the entertainment industry. I'm sorry, that's my phone, you guys. This is not uncommon in the entertainment industry. Let me look at some of the comments before I move on, because this stuff gets even deeper. Hey, Melanin Related, A Life with Treasure, what's going on? Cancer 66, what's going on? A Mom of Two Kings, welcome to the chat. Who else do we have in here that I didn't see initially? Basha, welcome. If I didn't speak or whatever, it was because I was looking at the article and reading. Welcome, My Black is Beautiful. So this stuff gets even deeper. There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on in Hollywood. And it seemed to me like in Hollywood, like this stuff is just accepted and you're not supposed to say anything. I believe, y'all, put it in the chat. What is the guy's name that played the dad on Everybody Hates Chris? Remember, he kind of got scrutinized a little bit, even though he's a grown man. He got scrutinized a little bit for coming out and speaking on a SA situation that happened to him at a big Hollywood party by a very rich and powerful Hollywood producer who grabbed him inappropriately, and a lot of people were bashing him. Because it's almost like this stuff is just accepted. Hollyweird. It's Holly, and even when Raz B came out with these allegations, people weren't so much focused on Chris Stokes. All of the focus was on Raz B. Oh, he has mental health issues. Oh, he's lying. This and that. A lot of the groups of B2K turned on him, and they didn't want to have anything to do with him. And it was all him. It was all his mental health, and none of the focus was being put on Chris Stokes. But now, as you can see, we have someone else coming out confirming, who is the best person to come out, his ex-wife, confirming that these things are true. So these things are true. And I'm one to say that I always believed Chris Stokes, no, not Chris Stokes, but I always believed Raz B. When Raz B came out and said that these things happened to him, I absolutely believed him, because you guys have to think about it. Why would first of all, it's very difficult for a male in general to come out, especially a heterosexual male, to come out and say these things happened to me. That's not something that anybody would want to come out and say, right? It's not like he was behind the scenes and was trying to blackmail him. He came out and spoke about it publicly, knowing that he would probably face some sort of scrutiny. So nobody wants to do that. Not only that, he knows that this man has a lot of connections in Hollywood. He knows he's very well known in the music industry. He knows that that Chris Stokes at the time had the support of the other members of B2K and Immature, the group that came out before B2K, and IMX. And I think IMX might have been a spinoff for Immature. You guys refresh my memory. But so he knew he had all that support. So it was like David fighting Goliath. So nobody is going to put themselves in a fight that they just know that they're not going to win. So I believe that when Raz B came out, his motive was really to expose him for what he had done. You guys, I can't play this stuff on my live, but if you go down the rabbit hole, go on YouTube, you'll see all of these videos where Raz B speaks on what Chris Stokes did to him and the other members of B2K. And also, okay, tit for tat, I thought so. So IMX is actually Immature, all grown up. Okay, so it's basically the same group, but they just changed their name once they got older. So you go down a rabbit hole on YouTube. He's talking in detail and it's very graphic, which is why I can't play it on my live. I would have taken it and edited it, but I didn't want to do all of that. So you can go on YouTube and look at some of these old interviews and some of these old clips of when Raz B came out and spoke on this years ago. Now, what I find crazy. Now we're gonna get into Marques Houston in a minute. This isn't gonna be a super long live, you guys, because I think I'm gonna come live later again tonight to talk about the LaTruth situation as well. But he actually came out recently. Let's pull this this article up really quick. Let's see, and actually is now taking some of these allegations back. Now I don't know if he's taking some of these allegations back because, let's see, can I find it? Is this it? No. Christokes. I don't know if he's taking some of these allegations back because he's being threatened, or because he's been paid off, or what's going on. I'm gonna try to find it. Okay, so here it is. When did let me check the date really quick. So Raz B recently. Okay, let's see. Now he abused him. Or allegedly, he came out and said that this abuse with Chris Stokes happened. He came out in 2007. Now, very recently, in 2023, Raz B came back out and he said, "I was abused by my brother." So he says, "I was abused by my bro's brother and others. They all used and abused me like a rag doll. By the time my cousin took custody over me, I was a mess." Don't forget, you guys, when he says my cousin, he's speaking on Chris Stokes. Chris Stokes is his biological cousin. He goes on to say about Chris Stokes that he was not my enemy. I was focused on my pain, frustration, and anger built up from my past, and I took it out on my cousin, and I never understood why. Now, this is interesting because, my opinion, I believe that something has happened in between the year of 2007 and 2023 that made Raz B come out with that statement. Because if you guys do decide to look down the rabbit hole and see some of his interviews, I'm not going to be able to say some of the stuff that he said happened to him on my live, but he was very, very detailed. He was very detailed. His story never changed. He never took anything away. He never added anything on. And not only did he speak on his assault, but he also spoke on the assault of the other members. If you look on of B2K, if you look online, there's a video online. Hey, Miss Mia, welcome to the chat. There is a video online where Raz B is actually on the phone with someone else. They never gave their name, so we don't know who it was, but he was on the phone with someone else who also confirmed that he was 2SA'd by Chris Stokes. I just don't believe that Raz B would come out in 2007 and make all of these claims against Chris Stokes and Marques Houston and say that Chris Stokes made the members of B2K do things to each other, and say that Chris Stokes did things to the other members of B2K, including J Boog, Lil Fizz, and Omarion, and then come back out in 2023, years later, and say that it never happened. Something happened in between. See, tit for tat, you're saying you believe that he was on the phone with J Boog. I'm gonna go back and listen to that video because I was trying to pin whose voice that could have been. Is if you come out in 2020, 2007, how many years is that? Okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's over. Am I right or am I wrong? Isn't that over 15 years? You come back over a decade later and try to recant the statements. if you go back and listen to the things that he said, like I said before, he goes into detail. He goes into detail so much so that he even describes what the bed looked like, the pillows, the headboard, the time of day, what people had on, who else was involved. Come on. It's something, I don't know if somebody got in his ear or if somebody, because if you guys remember, I believe that very recently, I forget the name of the tour, but B2K went on tour with Lil Bow Wow. I think a few others, or so I forget the name of what that tour was, but it was very recent. I really believe that this is a money thing. Money sometimes speaks louder. And who knows, allegedly, it could have been said that, hey, you can't tour with us and you can't make this money if you don't take those allegations back. We're not going to have any dealings with you if you don't take these allegations back. And Raz B has spoken on in the past after coming out with his story with what happened to him allegedly with Chris Stokes, that he has fallen into a deep depression. I think he moved out of the country for a little while. So he had a lot of things going on. Now, one person that is involved in this story that I am super disappointed in is Marques Houston. I believe, now let's pull this article up, because Marques Houston has gotten a lot of flack for his marriage. We're going to pull this up. Now, I say that Marques Houston is in this marriage and actually pursued this very young girl because of what he experienced. A lot of times, victims of abuse will emulate that same behavior in their adult years. So let me pull up this article really quick. Statistics show that abuse victims, especially SA victims, hey, Humble Brown, will imitate those same behaviors when they become adults. Now, that is statistically shown. A lot of perpetrators were at one point a victim themselves. Now, this here is a photo of, I wish I can get the whole picture, but okay, here we go. So this is a photo, very beautiful girl. This is a photo of Marques Houston's funny looking ass and his young wife. I want to say her name is, well, I guess it'll be in the article. Okay, her name is Maya Dickey. Okay, so they are now married. Marques Houston married Maya. I'm sorry for these ads that keep popping up, y'all. I don't have no control over that. Marques Houston married Maya when he was 39 and when she was 19 years old. Interesting fact, before Marques married Maya at the age of 19, Maya was actually reported missing from the age of 15 on. Now, he says that he met Maya through Chris Stokes' daughter. Now, Chris Stokes' young daughter was a friend of Maya's, and that's how Marques met her. Now, Marques met her at the age of 14. Then she disappears. No one knows where she went. And then she magically appeared married to Marques Houston. It sounds to me, now this is all alleged, he's such a freaking creep. It sounds to me that his big, grown, nasty, disgusting predator behind groomed this young girl at the age of 14 or 15, allegedly. He knew that the relationship was not legal. And so he waited to reemerge with her and come out with the marriage and the relationship when she was of legal age. That is what I believe he did. That what in the world? Because if when he met her, not when he met her, but if he met, I'm not good with math, y'all, but if he married her at 39, when he was 39 and she was 19, then that must have meant that, okay, so 4 years, okay. So he met, hold on. So he met her when he was 35. Correct me if I'm wrong. And he was 35 and met her when she was 14 or 15. Come on, y'all. This is disgusting. And they're just so out. He's so out and proud with it. So he met her at 34 or 35, and she was 15 years old. What does a 35-year-old man want with a 14 or 15-year-old girl? And he really expects us to believe that he met this girl at 14 or 15 and she went missing. It's reported and documented that she went missing at 15 years old, allegedly, after meeting Houston, and then magically reappeared and reemerged at the age of 19 and married Houston. Something is not sounding right here. Sounds like some predatory stuff going on to me. Let's read this article real quick. Now, what I'll say about Marques Houston, even though he did these things, this stuff is a pattern. This stuff is a pattern. These things allegedly, according to Raz B, were being done to him, and he is now emulating and imitating those same predatory behaviors. This young lady here is lost. She doesn't know what's going on. The 30-year-old Nine singer and Sister star wed Maya Dickey, 19. Houston shared the news on his verified Instagram account. Still an unbelievable moment for me. I bet it is. He wrote in a caption on one of their wedding photos, "Marrying you is such a dream come true." The police reports that the pair wed in an ultra-private ceremony on Monday at Eagle Glen Golf Club in Corona, California. "I was so nervous that I was actually shaking, but everything felt perfect when I saw Maya walk down the aisle," Houston told People. "I told her I wasn't going to cry, but I couldn't hold it in. I cried like a baby." The singer Major, that's funny. I can't think of what's one of the really good what's that famous song that the singer Major made? Oh, it's right here in the article. "This is why I love you." Ooh, y'all, I can't sing. So the singer Major made a surprise appearance at the reception to sing his hit ballad, "Why I Love You," which the publication reported is one of Dickey's favorite songs. Houston and Dickey got engaged in March of 2019 after 5 months of dating. Let's stop the article right there. Let's stop right there. First of all, you expect us to believe these people. Let me get rid of this. Hold on. Let's see. You expect us to believe that you met her. This is a joke. This stuff is going to be exposed just like R. Kelly was. So in order to cover his tracks, guess who else did something similar to this? What's the Kardashian's name that was allegedly dating Tyga? And then ended up coming out that they were in a relationship, but everybody knew that they had been dating since she was underage, and then they tried to pretend like, "Oh yeah, we just started dating." It's just these people, Hollywood folks, are just a mess. He expects us to believe that he met her at the age of 14 or 15 when he was 35 years old. She went missing, which is documented that she went missing at the age of 15. She then popped back up at the age of 19. You said that you started dating her for 5 months when she reemerged out of the blue, out of thin air. You dated her for 5 months, and then you got engaged to her March of 2019. So you're telling us that this young lady that you've known since she was 15 went missing. Somehow she found you again. Y'all started dating for 5 months, then y'all got married. I just don't, but come on. How dumb do they think people are? Obviously, she was in hiding. He was hiding her. Yeah, that's her name, Cancer 66. He was hiding her. Okay. They were together. She was probably living with him, allegedly. And then they came out, made the relationship public after she became of age. Could this stuff be it? This stuff is ridiculous. In June, he took to his Instagram account to defend their engagement amid comments about their 20-year age difference. First of all, I don't care if she's of age or not. What does an almost 40-year-old man want with a 19-year-old? That's a kid. You still got teen at the end of that is a child. 19, the law might say that 19 is grown. You 39, you can't even legally have a glass of wine with this woman. You can't even sit down and enjoy a margarita on your honeymoon with this girl legally because she's not even 21. This is absolutely disgusting. Something got to happen. Laws need to be made that yes, legally you're adult at the age of 18. However, there are certain things that are prohibited, such as marriage. Just like drinking is prohibited, legally they're classifying you as an adult, but they're still saying you can't drink. At some ages, you still can't smoke until the age of 21. But then they got all these other ridiculous things that you can do, like get married and go into the army. The laws are jacked up. And even if it is legal, I wish my son would be 39 and come to me and introduce me to his fiance or girlfriend talking about she's 19. That is disgusting. Let that girl live her life. Houston explained that they met because Dickie is a friend of the daughter of Chris Stokes. Stokes and Houston began working together when Houston was a member of the R&B boy band Immature, which first came to fame in the 1990s. Houston said he and Dickie didn't start dating until she was an adult. I want Mark, and that they are both of Jehovah's Witness faith. I need Marcus to stop the cap. I need Marcus to stop the cap. You know, this is about Chris Stokes, but at the same time, it has been alleged that Marques Houston was a victim of SA at the hands of Chris Stokes. And allegedly, my belief is that he is now victimizing others because marrying a 19-year-old and allegedly being in a relationship as a 35-year-old man with a 14 or 15-year-old is victimization. He is delusional. He then goes on to say, we fell in love and got engaged in March of 2019. My dad, Michael, loves her, and the people I am closest to all love her as well. Most importantly, we have Jehovah's blessing. Jehovah is not blessing that. Jehovah is not blessing SA and assault and marrying a teenager. Do you see how people try to use religion and try to spin things to fit what it is that they want to do? Same thing with Christianity. I know Jehovah's Witness is different, but they take things and try to pick and choose out of whatever book it is that they believe in and try to make it seem like it's justified, but they skip over other parts. I'm sorry, Marques Houston, but allegedly, if you were dating this girl at 14 or 15 years old, Jehovah is not blessing that. That's disgusting. It's a crime. And I don't even care that it is legal to marry a 19-year-old. And I'm not going to say alleged about that part because he came out and said he married her when she was 19. That is nasty for a grown behind man, damn near 40, to even be looking at a 19-year-old. I don't care what nobody say. That is disgusting. Damn. She ain't even been out of high school for 2-3 years. I mean, darn. Southside said, "Oh, they met at Kingdom Hall. They actually met. Because he apparently met her through Chris Stokes' daughter. Now, what I'm waiting on is I'm waiting for one of Chris Stokes' daughters to come out and speak on, or not just daughters but sons too, because he also has sons. Now I'm waiting for those kids to come out and speak on anything that they may know, anything that they may have heard. You guys, a lot of times with situations like this, people wait until it gets really, really, really bad. And hey, Vibe with Sean, good morning. It gets really, really bad, and the list of victims grow longer and longer and longer before people come out and say, hey, let's get together and expose this person. Look at what happened to R. Kelly. R. Kelly was able to get away with what he was doing for decades until somebody finally said enough is enough and put together a Netflix special exposing all of his behavior. Why is this stuff being allowed in Hollywood? Parents. Hassana said, hey, Upper in chat. Upper, I am one I'm one Jehovah Witness. I agree. He is using the Bible to justify his wrong acts. I wish people would leave the Bible out of certain stuff. God, Jehovah, Allah, Buddha, whoever you serve has nothing to do with the fact that you groomed a child allegedly from the age of 15 up and then married her at the age of 19, which is still disgusting. I hate when people try to use the law and say because it's legal. Oh, well, I did it. It's legal. Well, just because something is legal does not make it right. In the 40s, 50s, some of the 60s, it was legal that us as Black people couldn't drink out of the same water fountains, eat at the same restaurants, sit in the front of the bus. It was legal to treat us that way. But just because something is the law does not make it right. We have an innate sense of, we have an innate what am I trying to say? I'll put it this way. We have common sense. God put something in us for us to know, hey, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't seem right. I don't think I should do this. Even if you say I could do it and get away with it, God put something in us to say this is wrong. Oh, this doesn't feel right. He gave us a certain intuition. So whether or not the government says we can do it or not, if you know it's wrong, why are you doing it? Yeah, the government says that Marques Houston, you can marry a 19-year-old, but why in the world would your old nasty behind be wanting to look at a 19-year-old little girl? That is nasty. And I don't subscribe to that crap. That is disgusting. And he just flaunting it around like it's no big deal and nobody's paying attention to it. Hollywood, I see why they have obtained the name Hollywood, because so much stuff goes on in Hollywood and it goes unchecked and people ignore it. I don't know do y'all remember, I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but do y'all remember Morgan Freeman? Didn't he do some weird stuff like this? And Woody Allen, this stuff goes back years and years and years. Didn't Morgan Freeman marry his stepdaughter or something like that? Didn't Woody Allen adopt? If you guys don't know, obviously most people know Morgan Freeman is a Black actor, very well known, been on hundreds of movies. Woody Allen is a producer, actor, old white dude. So Woody Allen actually, didn't he adopt like a young Asian girl? And then he raised her from a baby. And then when she became an adult, he married her. This is the type of stuff that they do in Hollywood. And nobody says anything. They're just like, oh, well, and they're flaunting around, and it's just it's getting weird. It's getting weird. You couldn't pay me to want to be up mingling and amongst them folks. We're gonna get not in this live, maybe later on in the week, we're gonna get caught up on P. Diddy and what he has going on. Let's see. Let me close out this article. So I'm trying to stop sharing this screen. So the question I think I have, what I'm gonna close on, is a question for Monyeé. My question to Monyeé, who is Chris Stokes' ex-wife, at what point she's going to eventually have to answer these questions if she's going to go through with outwardly speaking on or doing interviews, taking this to the law. She is eventually going to have to answer some really difficult questions. Monyeé, we got questions, Monyeé, and we gonna follow this story, y'all. I'm gonna keep y'all updated on what's going on with this, because like I said, Raz B came out in 2007. I believed Raz B since the day he popped out with the accusations against Chris Stokes. I believed it from day one. I never thought that he was lying. He did retract some of the stuff. I still think that he was telling the truth. I think that it's about money at this point, and he figures that Chris Stokes is not going to face his karma. He is not going to face any legal repercussions. So I feel like, allegedly, that Raz B is retracting some of these statements because he feels like nothing is coming from it other than him being villainized, slandered, and shamed for his mental health. So that's why I think he's taking some of these things back. But I absolutely believe everything that's being said about Chris Stokes, especially since you now have a former member of Immature, which was one of the groups that Chris Stokes managed, who is now a perpetrator. And we all know that, like I stated before, statistically, when someone becomes a perpetrator or a victimizer of SA, it is 9 times out of 10, they were once a victim. So it's very, very ironic that Marques Houston got his eyes on children, allegedly. Allegedly. Now, I'm going to end this with Monyeé. We're going to keep our eyes on this story. We're going to see what Monyeé, his ex-wife, comes out to say about what she saw, what she experienced, and more importantly, why did you know that these things happened to these boys? Who knows how long she knew about it? And why didn't she come out and say anything? I think that a lot of her trauma that she says that she endured, and a lot of her demons that she said that she's fighting, could have been eliminated very early on if she would have said, look, this stuff that I'm seeing is not right. She even made a statement in the tweet that she made, that she knew that he was a perpetrator when she married him. She said, I married a perpetrator. People, and what it is that when she married him, he was very, very much so popular. He was managing a very popular boy band. I'm sure he was making a lot of money, but as you can see, the money is the root. The love of money is the root of all evil. Okay, and now she's dealing with a guilt and demons about what she's seen and didn't speak on when she should have. So I'm going to keep my eye on her Twitter, her Instagram. I think that one of her daughters also has a YouTube channel. I have to do some research on that, and we're going to see what comes out about this alleged creep and predator, Chris Stokes. Sorry, that's my phone, y'all. Chris Stokes. So I'm out of here, guys. Vibe with Sean says, wow, yeah, I'm very interested in this because things have been weird with all of them. Yes, very much so weird. All of them are, all of it is weird. So thank you guys for joining me this afternoon. I may come back live later just to speak on some of the things that went down last night and this morning. Ooh, drama, drama, drama. Yes, I might cover it. I might not. I don't know. But if I do, I'm going to definitely post a thumbnail or some sort of reminder or something that I will be live. We'll see how I feel later on. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Remain peaceful. Also, if you didn't like my video, get up out of here and like that video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Peace, y'all.